Hello and welcome, everyone. Today we have a very special episode. It is the first Giglio Group preseason NFL football preview show we're doing here, trying to get a little break from the mortgage talk that everyone's grown so accustomed to.
Inspired by one of our fans, Tyler Herrera.
Yes, State Trooper Herrera. Special shout out to you. We figured we'd give you some fantasy advice because typically on an annual basis you need it.
We appreciate your services too.
And, here we are. We figured, the millions of people that we have watching us on a daily or weekly basis want to get a little bit more of the personal side of us as opposed to just the, monotonous mortgage talk. So we figured we'd kick things off in typical, NFL fashion these years or these days is the fantasy football preview. So, Roy, you want to take us away?
So the first topic we're going to go here is top fantasy quarterback. Who does everybody think leads the league in fantasy points this year? Cliff, we'll start with you. We'll roundtable this thing.
Segue to me. I love it. So my bias wants me to say Russell Wilson, but I don't make these type of decisions with my heart, so I use my head. So I honestly think the top passer from a fantasy perspective this year is going to be Justin Herbert with the Chargers within the AFC West. Hate to admit it, but I think he's going to be there.
Okay. Mr. Trott?
Are you sure you're a Broncos fan? Man, Justin Herbert's going to face some tough defenses.
We'll see if you're a Broncos fan. Let's hear Russell Wilson come out here.
No, I don't think Russell Wilson's going to be the number one fantasy quarterback. I'm a realistic person, and I will say point blank period, Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL, fantasy, reality, all around. That's my pick.
Okay. Mr. Nagel.
He kind of stole my fire because I agree with him.
Probably got to get a little bit closer to the mic.
Sorry. I think Josh Allen's a stud. I think, he had a solid year last year, just his coming out party. I think weapons he's got around him. I think it's a
He's your
no-brainer.
guy.
I think it's a no-brainer. I like that one.
Deputy Lee.
Well, as for me, watch yourself. But as for me, I would definitely have to say Josh Allen. The best quarterback in the league right now is Tom Brady, as we all know, the GOAT. You can't just ignore that man. But what Josh Allen did last year, especially against the Chiefs, shout out to Mahomes, he's amazing. But I would have to go with Josh Allen. Definitely Josh Allen.
So I gotta start with your Mahomes comment. I want to be very clear here. That I want to be able to look back on this video months from now when the season is well underway, and I want to be the first one to say how much Pat Mahomes regresses this upcoming season as a result of losing Tyreek Hill. So he's great. He's good. You call him what you want. He doesn't have Tyreek Hill. Pat Mahomes takes a big step back.
How big?
So we're gonna look
saying
back.
not top 5?
No, not top 5. He will not finish top 5 in fantasy anything.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
And the Chiefs don't win the division. I know I'm getting ahead of myself with division winners.
Well, it's a
but
tough
the Chiefs
division.
don't win the
We
division.
got to agree with that.
As far as if I'm taking one guy pure fantasy, I hate joining the bandwagon here, but it's Josh Allen. I think he made himself abundantly, in my opinion, outside of Tom Brady, I think he's the best quarterback in the game. So it's tough for me to think we'll go watch what he did going into Kansas City and think that he regresses at all because that team took a terrible beat. I think he only makes bigger strides this year, and that they're fully loaded. So I'm taking Josh Allen.
I would probably have to say.
Let me guess, Josh Allen.
Don't you dare say Hurts.
I would have
Don't
to
you dare say Hurts. Don't be like that, Mike.
All right, can we all each had our turn? If I had to take a educated guess here, I would probably have to say Jalen Hurts for top fantasy quarterback this year. We bring in some big weapons with A.J. Brown. Nagel's got the A.J. Brown jersey on over here. Devontae on the outside, Dallas Goedert, not to mention he can do it with his legs as well. So I'm going to go out and say Jalen Hurts for the number one fantasy
Aren't the Eagles
quarterback
supposed to
this
be
year.
a run-first offense?
So we are, but Jalen Hurts actually led the league in rushing quarterbacks last year, so he takes a big part of that.
It's just crazy how we're talking about quarterbacks and we're just not mentioning Mahomes. Well, you think he's going to take a step back.
Yeah.
We're not mentioning Aaron Rodgers.
Because he lost.
He doesn't have the weapons.
I understand that, but
we'll see.
they've been
Aaron
doing it
Rodgers
from time year after year after year after year, and it's just like we're just ignoring these
I think
quarterbacks.
What's
Six of us, and there's what? There's three quarterbacks named.
It's a new generation. Like I think it's tough to leave Mahomes out of the conversation, but at the end of the day, he does take a step back. In my opinion, I don't think he takes a major step back.
He's still gonna be
You like to
top
say he's
He
not
lost
top
Tyreek
five.
Hill.
Kind of
Still gonna be
disrespectful.
top five.
I agree that he'll still be top 5. But when we're talking about guys like Tom Brady, like you got respect.
Does Mahomes have better? I apologize. Does Mahomes have better numbers than Russell Wilson with the weapons you guys have on offense?
He does not.
Okay. Does he have a better statistical season than Josh Allen?
He does not.
Does he have a better statistical season than Aaron Rodgers?
He does.
He does.
What about Tom Brady?
He does.
Okay.
He doesn't. He
Tom Brady just lost his
better
offensive
season,
line.
better season than. Did I say Josh Allen?
You saying this upcoming season?
Yeah. Herbert.
And by the way, I think Herbert's going off this
What
year.
about
I mean, he went off last year.
Derek Carr?
You think?
Yes.
Hold
He has
on.
a better season than Derek Carr.
Wow.
Yes.
You're saying Russell Wilson's gonna have a better season than Mahomes?
I'm not.
I think he does. Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
not. I'm
Yeah.
not on record.
Oh, you guys are
saying
saying yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Noah Fant, Cortland
I don't.
Sutton.
I don't.
Noah Fant.
In
You hear
Seattle.
this? You hear
Who
this
is
first?
Fant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
don't
know
know what
that.
they're
Okay.
thinking,
Okay.
but
Wow.
okay.
I don't think. Well, I mean,
They're forgetting about Patrick Mahomes.
Who is he throwing to?
Forget
Who's he?
about
Who's he?
that.
Who's he throwing the ball to?
He's
Travis Kelce.
Oh my
Remove
God!
Travis Kelce's name. Who's his next target?
Why are you removing his top wideout? You can't remove him.
Double Kelce. Who else is he throwing the ball to?
Juju Smith.
Valdez Scantling.
Schuster. Valdez. Okay.
I mean, listen.
He got freaky last year.
Patrick.
Valdez Scantling.
I'll go on record as having said Patrick Mahomes is a very talented quarterback. So
Beyond.
he's not. You can't disrespect him just because he lost Tyreek Hill. Although Tyreek Hill does take the top off the defenses, right? But you also have to give credit and keep in mind that Andy Reid is the offensive genius that he is.
Exactly right.
So he's going to put
Hands
Patrick
down.
Mahomes in positions to still be successful, and that offense is going to be slinging the rock. So he's statistically speaking, he's still going to be right
Still gonna be
there.
a top 5.
But
Within his own division, Pat Mahomes finishes 4th amongst
All right,
quarterbacks.
so
Derek Carr goes. I want to be abundantly clear.
No, because Tua better
Derek
be top
Carr,
3.
Russell
Tell you right
Wilson,
now.
and Justin Herbert all have better seasons than Pat Mahomes.
Tua better be top 3. Now that he got Tyreek Hill, just so we're clear.
All right, so now as we move on past Patrick Mahomes, there's no one named as the top fantasy quarterback. We're going to move into running backs here. So our next segment, we're going to go around the room and we'll go with top fantasy running back. Lance, we'll start with you this time and we'll bring it around 10.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a bold prediction. A lot of fantasy experts are calling this guy the next star fantasy player. I'm gonna say Javonte Williams, the tackle breaker that he is, leads the league in rushing.
my man.
Okay,
that's my
remind
score.
the audience, I don't know that anyone knows who he is. What team does he play
Javonte
for?
Williams, he's playing for the eventual Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos, that's
Yes.
right. Javonte Williams is Lance's selection. All right, Mr. Nagel.
So I really am high on the Chargers this year. I like my man Eckler. The guy is a stud.
Wow. As top fantasy back.
His top fantasy point producer.
Listen,
Fellow bald man.
we're going a little unorthodox here.
Yeah, no, dude, trust me, I love it that we're recording all this.
I
and we're
think,
gonna be on back on it.
I mean, the guy is a Swiss Army knife. I think with Herbert at the helm, I think they have, last year under their belt. I mean, he went off last year, and I think he hasn't even hit a ceiling yet. So I'm high on him. PPR leagues, make sure you pick him up.
Okay.
Mr. Lee.
I would say I'm throwing a curveball here, but I think a healthy Joe Mixon. I feel like that man, when he's healthy and he runs the ball hard, and especially with Higgins and Chase.
Revamped offensive line.
Yes, exactly. And Joe Burrow, he has so many weapons, and I feel like Joe Mixon, they're not going to put 8 in a box to stop this man. So I think if he's healthy, give him the ball, throw, mix it up with passing as well, but just give that man the ball and let him just pound it. And that man
Mixon
can
a lot
catch
this year.
and run.
That's a great pick. It's funny because Mike and I were talking about this yesterday. I think the offense has finally caught up to Joe Mixon, right? Like he's
He
definitely
was a
been
great back on a bad team.
a little injury prone
Yeah.
over the course of the last
So
several
when he's
seasons,
healthy,
but last year he stayed pretty healthy and he had a pretty solid season. But I like that pick. I think he definitely takes.
And you
And
got to
they
respect
bolstered his offensive line
Yeah.
big time.
offensive line. They got weapons on the outside. I mean, he played how many years with the banged up AJ Green? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, Justin.
Contract year, I believe.
I just hate this for the viewers because we're saying these picks right before draft What's our draft? September 6th. Or
That's why I wanted to start with fantasy.
And I don't like this. I don't like this.
Everybody's opinion.
I knew we were like going upside
I
down.
don't like this at all.
Bro.
I mean, I think you guys know me, man. As unbiased as I am, I'm trying to come in
Don't
do it.
with mine. I just can't. I can't help myself. I really can't. I just feel like it's time we see the return of the king. I just do it. We went out. We got Tyler Smith with that first round pick. Tyron is looking healthy. Zach Martin is healthy.
Tony Pollard.
You guys know I hate Dak, man. So if we're gonna do this thing and we're gonna try to run this back, Zeke's got to return to glory. I think he's healthy. He's looking trim.
I love it. I clearly
He's
love
looking
it.
trim. I think it's time, man. It's time. He
don't
catches
hate
out of the
Dak.
backfield. I think it's time. So I got to go with Zeke Elliott. I think we return to the top.
Okay. So if I had to name a guy this year, a guy
Don't you
struggling to
say
stay
it.
healthy in years past.
Don't say it.
No.
Mike.
So my favorite this year is definitely Najee Harris.
Ooh.
So I feel like, I think I was reading this, was 2 nights ago or something, he had like 380 touches last year. Young, that team has nobody else. He catches the ball out of the backfield. The workhorse for that team. And he's just an animal.
Those Bama backs.
So if I had to pick one, 24 years old, if I had to pick one favorite back for me this year, it would be him.
No, wait. Now that you say that real quick, I'm sorry.
Duly
Cliff, I don't
noted.
want to. I'm not cutting you off. You're definitely next. But you say they don't have any whiteouts. So right then and there, they could
No,
just
nothing
play
to do with any whiteouts. There's no backs competing with him. Like, he's not splitting carries with anybody. It's just they're running it with him 25 times a game, and he's probably catching the ball 5 to 10 times a game.
But if they put 8 in a box,
Or
Yeah.
Mitch. You can't ditch Mitch.
because I was going to say Derrick Henry, but if they put 8
I'm
in a
telling
box,
you. Yeah.
it's
Mitch
over.
got the wrong end of the deal in Chicago. I mean,
Pick-ins to pick-ins. I think we're going to see a lot of this year.
Yeah.
All right,
I forgot
Cliff,
that.
16. Let me hear it.
So I'll preface this selection by just saying these guys at the table know I know a little bit about fantasy. Had a pretty successful year last year. Anybody
Throw that in there.
anybody want to contest
Yeah, you
that?
hosed Justin.
Now-
He's
now
going to
the time.
say Jonathan Taylor.
So
blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
I think I like a couple of the picks. I do like Najee Harris. Like I said, I like Joe Mixon, but I'm not going to get cute here. I think Jonathan Taylor, who I'm a little bit invested in this year, was last year. I think Jonathan Taylor has the best production via running backs for the 2022 fantasy football season. I mean, the guy, he's young. We were just talking about that. 23 years old. He's gonna get the reps. Naheem Hines is gonna steal a little bit from him from a pass catching standpoint, but at the end of the day, Jonathan Taylor is a every down back. He's gonna get fed. He's gonna get the goal line carries. The guy is a stud. Mark my words, he'll have a repeat year.
And to simply add a little context to Cliff's, opening there, when Jimmy Johnson took over for Dallas, he traded Herschel Walker to the Vikings in what was known as the Great Trade Robbery. And now I'm not going to get into details here, but that's an understatement to what Cliff did here to Justin.
God.
This football season, that was the Great Trade Robbery. All right, we're not going to name specifics. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to do that to you. That was a Great Trade Robbery.
It really was.
Shout out to Calvin. Shout out to the son Calvin. Turned 1 today.
He took advantage of Justin's appearance.
Cool. Justin was down. He was feeling vulnerable. His season was on the brinks.
Can we?
Michael, who's next?
For those that don't know, can we recap the trade that you guys?
No.
Oh, we weren't going to do that to Justin.
Don't do it to
Cat's
me.
out of the bag. So
Eric,
We gotta let him know.
I mean, well,
don't do it to me.
To all of our millions of viewers out there.
All right, you guys don't care, but as bad as I want to hear Cliff right now.
listen,
Please
for
explain.
the
And be
sake of
honest.
for the sake of conversation, I think we were in about week 5.
No, 3.
Well, the week is irrelevant.
Justin hit the panic button.
We facilitated a trade, and we're talking. He needed a quarterback. I think he was having some quarterback woes. And Jonathan Taylor, to that point in the season, week 3, week 4, somewhere give or take around there,
The night before.
he was not performing at the rate that he was started performing. From week 5 on. So I traded Lamar Jackson and Chuba Hubbard because you gotta remember.
I know.
You gotta remember, Christian McCaffrey was out, so Chuba Hubbard, Carolina's main back. So I'm giving you a RB1, QB1. Selling it, of course. We're in sales, so my salesman came out.
Who was the quarterback?
Lamar Jackson, Chuba Hubbard.
Explain who that is. You guys
And I got Jonathan Taylor. And it seemingly, Jonathan Taylor decided to flip the switch once he's transitioned to my team. And I don't know if that's anything personal, Just, but he flipped the switch from that point on and helped me secure the championship last year.
I think Lamar only played 2 more weeks.
And if we could sum that up, yeah, Jonathan Taylor, who led the league in fantasy points for Lamar Jackson, who pretty much missed the whole second half of the season, was a trade there.
So what's
Guy
next?
named Chuba.
What's the next topic?
So we'll use that moment to
Good
transition
job, Eric.
to our
Now
next
the viewers know.
Had to.
Or-
They didn't know what we were talking about.
our final fantasy prediction here. All right, so we'll go with wide receiver next. Who leads the league in a PPR league? If they're coming to you, someone right now out there watching, they don't know, they got their draft coming up tonight, they're turning to Eric Nagel for advice on who to take.
So this
Who wide receiver should they be selecting?
So this is a tough one. I think this is probably the toughest out of what we've gone through so far. You know, quarterbacks, running backs. There are, I would say, 4 or 5 elite receivers this year.
We're looking for one.
I know. And I'm getting held to this one at the end of the year, so I got to choose wisely. All right, so I'm going to go. I just think that the Vikings offense, Justin Jefferson, you got Thielen on the opposite side. It's going to be a high-octane offense. Kirk Cousins doesn't get his respect. I mean, rightfully so, but the dude can sling it. I think with those weapons around him, I mean, Jefferson showed what he could do last year. It was a big toss-up between him and Jamar, obviously. But hold me to it. I'm going Justin Jefferson.
Either way, you're taking the gritty. Justin Jefferson.
That's funny that you mentioned that because no lie, that was going to be my pick. That was definitely going to be my pick, Justin Jefferson. I just love the gritty. I just love Adam Thielen.
He's an absolute stud.
With a healthy Adam Thielen, I think it leaves Justin Jefferson.
You like Jefferson too?
Remember during the draft, I was dying to get Justin
Wow.
Jefferson.
I'm not. Yeah, but I know. I'm talking about fantasy though.
But
Yeah,
I know, so I'm going to switch it up.
Good thing the Eagles passed on Brady.
but you were going to take
I was
Jefferson.
going to take Justin Jefferson.
Well, then that's your pick.
No, it's not. I didn't go yet. Can I go? From our viewers, can I go? Okay, I could go. All right. Cooper Cup. I'm just gonna pay my dues to that
Best
man.
wide out in the game.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pay my dues to that man because that man is phenomenal, man. He's shattered records, and you throw that man a ball, he's gonna catch it. You throw him the ball, he's gonna catch it. And at the end of the day, if it was Odell Beckham, he would get praised. If it was Randy Moss, he'll get praised. If it was, you guys get where I'm going. So at the end of the day, I feel like give the man his dues. That man is
Give him his
a
flowers.
give him his flowers, man.
I mean, I
Cooper
think he
Kupp
did get
is
his flowers
phenomenal.
last year, didn't he?
And
Yeah.
did
They still
he
don't give
get
him his
drafted?
flowers. He still, when anytime I watch NFL Network, they talk about top 5 wideouts. Like he's still not. His name.
Did he get drafted?
Oh, yeah.
I think he was like a 3rd or 4th round. pick.
Third or fourth
Yeah,
round
yeah,
pick,
yeah.
and to be where he's at today,
Yeah. I
number
could be wrong,
one,
but I think
and then
he was up there.
and then OBJ went out. So who took over?
Try to tell him.
And at the end of the day, OBJ was healthy, so they started giving the ball to OBJ. But Kupp been doing it all season, so that man doesn't speak. That man doesn't brag. He doesn't do it. He just plays his game. He comes and he shows out,
Yep.
and you just gotta get the. He scores and he ain't dancing or showboating. He's just like, hey, I do my thing. Is how many touchdowns he had this season?
Strictly business.
16, I think.
16
Yeah,
touchdowns,
16,
if
18,
that, and it's just come on, Jeff. Don't go Jeff. But at the end of the day, yeah, you got to give the man his flowers. That man is doing it time in, and it's crazy.
I'm gonna stay true to being on theme here, and I'm getting trust me. I mean, it's Sedarian in my heart. Sedarian is gonna lead the league, but I'm gonna give the viewers something else. I'm staying on theme with my regression of Pat Mahomes, and I'm going to put all of my eggs in my bragging basket in Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill is the reason why Pat Mahomes is who he is today. And everyone will be talking about Tua Tagovailoa as a possible league MVP at the end of this year because he's going to now take advantage of getting an 85-yard passing touchdown when he turns and throws the ball out to the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard pass. He's going to get credit for an 85-yard passing touchdown because Tyreek Hill is just that man.
Are we talking about a wideout or are we talking about a quarterback?
Wideout.
Oh, okay.
So Tyreek Hill now, and anyone who followed Jalen Waddle last year saw in fantasy, he'd have 20 points a week because he catches 8 balls under 5 yards, and now Tyreek Hill is going to be a product of that system. And I think, man, if you guys didn't see that, I mean, we all saw it. That touchdown where Mahomes hit him on 10 yards.
Took it to the house.
And he
Across the field.
he made it seem like he was playing in a Pee Wee football league with a bunch of little boys when he hit it up the field there and he's so
So we're
fast.
forgetting about Mahomes running
So
game.
Tyreek-
So Tyreek Hill
Side
will be the league's leading fantasy receiver this year. And to watch the Dolphins record,
You're just too
done.
hype on
I'm
this
done.
man.
No,
can't
because
wait for
Tyreek,
the season to
yeah,
start.
he's the Steph Curry. He
You're just
opens up the
too
field. He's the Steph Curry of the NFL.
So I feel so far we haven't had a single player named twice, right?
We have not.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Josh
Justin
Allen
Jefferson.
went all over the
Yeah,
place.
we said the wideout.
Oh,
Wide out.
Justin Jefferson, Cooper.
Did we have 2 running backs? We had all different running backs too, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll keep the theme going here with no repeats. And I hold this next
I
gentleman
did that.
near and dear to my heart.
Stay true to your heart now.
Near and dear. I feel everyone gave up on him last year when he had like 5 drops in the preseason. As a result of that, I was able to secure Mr. Jamar Chase for $1 last year. His connection with Heisman Joe, those two taking another step forward. It's tough for me to see anybody's going to have a better output this year than Mr. Jamar Chase.
So you don't think they're going to double him this season?
You could triple team him. Doesn't
Still.
matter. He'll still run by you, and then he'll just, he'll hit you with the gritty in the end.
Okay.
That boy Burrow's going to be a problem.
He's gonna have time. They're gonna have a run game. I just feel like it's jokingly, but even if you want to double him, then you're throwing across the T. Higgins.
Exactly.
I mean, that offense is going to be tough to stop.
And Boyd is Tyler Boyd not still there?
Tyler Boyd is still there.
Still there? Like they're
They lost,
they're
back.
the tight end.
That's a big
Still,
loss.
they're
That's a
loaded.
big loss.
Yeah.
Dolphins tight end. Oh my God.
Gesicki.
Oh man, that's scary.
Mr. Harmon.
So I'm going to pick with my brain. I'm not the whole theme as far as picking different people is a little overrated to me. So you actually stole my pick. I think that's a wise pick, Jamar Chase, because of the balance that they have via the offense, because they have QB1 and Joe Burrow in a running game. I just think Jamar Chase is a stud. And I think from a fantasy perspective, especially PPR leagues, he is going to lead the league. I think he actually probably feels slighted and robbed last year because Cooper Kupp had a dominant year, but I think Jamar Chase takes another step forward and has a pretty dominant year at the wide receiver position.
All right. Well.
Wait, did we get Lance's?
No.
I was gonna say, I think Nate's
Mike.
we're starting it.
Oh, geez. Sorry. Here we go, Lance.
Yeah, so I got 3 guys in mind, really, and I can't tell everybody my picks because they're gonna take them in fantasy.
Well, we didn't ask for 3, we asked for 1.
Yeah, so my number 1.
And the other thing about that, if I don't mean to cut you off, but the other thing about not talking fantasy prior to, and me and you had this conversation yesterday, right? Like anything you say can and will be used against you. If you, with our auction league, if you want a guy bad enough, it doesn't matter if we were, you think he's going to have a great year. Who's willing to pay more?
That's why we don't do Snake anymore. It's our case. You get your guy.
All right, but go on. I didn't mean to
Okay,
cut you
so
off.
my guy would have to be,
Maybe
what is his name, Jeffrey? Sedarius?
Sedarius.
So for those of you that don't know that, CD Lamb, the Cowboys receiver, will lead the league in PPR format fantasy scoring. That is my pick.
Wow.
I love it. I couldn't agree more with you.
He's number 88.
Those are that's Juicy Juice.
Who's throwing them?
Said by a true Sedarian Lamb, called by a true Broncos fan. All right, so we'll move on to the next topic here.
Yeah, we all know I root for the Cowboys over the Eagles.
We'll fly through these here. All right. So the first one, kind of all encompassing of the last 3 categories. What is your pick for league MVP? Who was standing up there the weekend before the Super Bowl at the NFL Awards, hosting that trophy? We started with you in the last category, Mr. Lee.
Deputy.
Man,
you can start us off here.
I just can't ignore the man. I just cannot ignore the GOAT still playing. The GOAT still playing, and with a healthy Tom Brady,
Julio Jones,
and what everyone following behind him, and now Julio. If Julio Jones could stay healthy, everywhere he goes, he's out week 3.
Oh, well.
Toe week 5.
He can't stay healthy.
He's hurt week 7. Come on, Julio.
Yeah.
About to get him for $5 this season for fantasy. But at the end of the day, you got to say Tom. You have to say Tom.
Tom's
Especially
terrific.
No, you don't.
He's leading the team, and all the defense is just gonna follow right behind him. Whatever that man said, and to go out with a bang and really just call it.
Yeah.
He's gonna retire, but he's gonna stay retired.
He's gonna go out with a bang.
I'm going on the record and saying this is.
You have to see.
I think this is it for him.
I don't know.
It's tough
This
for
is
him
it.
because this is his last
That's
year.
it.
We'll see.
I don't know.
He's seeing
I won't count him out until he's 50.
So
yeah.
He's seeing 50.
To open
Or
my
not even
opinion.
until he's 50, but till you see an actual regression. Like I just had this conversation with Cliff. Do you know he led the league in touchdown passes last year? Like why do you?
Exactly.
Yeah, but
And
yeah.
see that man?
Yeah, but-
he doesn't look like he's 44, 45.
They just
He doesn't look.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan was striking guys
He
out.
doesn't look like he's
New
45.
England, they lose their left.
He let
Randy Moss would leave. It was
But
like
he
next
always
man up.
had Gronk.
he led the
He
league.
never did do
Mike
it without
Evans.
Gronk.
He led the league in touchdown passes last year.
Nobody's a bigger Tom Brady fan than
How
me.
many attempts?
He looks like you. He was young like you.
How many
He's
attempts?
45.
Right.
Like the man
Right.
is just.
Trust me, I try to freaking embody every part of Tom Brady. His mindset of waking up every day trying to be the absolute best version of himself. I try to embrace that every single day of my life.
I think we all know that.
Tom Brady. I love Tom Brady, but man,
All right, let me hear it.
I don't know if he's got years left at this point.
Not years.
League MVP.
I'm going to start out with Tom Brady. As much as I love him, we're going to beat the brakes off of Tampa week 1.
I argue in that.
And with that, it's time that the MVP comes back to the defensive side of the ball, okay? And that man resides in Dallas, Texas, in Micah Parsons. It is time. The second coming of Lawrence Taylor is here. Micah takes that step this year. He's right up there, league leader in sacks, lead leader in tackles, and that defense is just fully bought into
Let's
that
go.
man being an absolute
And
dog.
Lawrence needs to wake up.
Micah Parsons, league MVP.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here with my selection and kind of bring this thing full circle back to my top fantasy quarterback this year and say that Jalen Hurts
It's the league MVP.
is the league MVP. He's the league MVP, okay? So our front office has gone out there. We've finally gotten him a defense. We've gotten him a weapon in Mr. Brown.
Guys, this isn't a comedy special.
Yeah, for real.
And I just believe in the young man's leadership, and I believe in what this team's going to do this year. And at the end of the day, when a team takes a big step, they always give credit to the quarterback, regardless of the fact that they've loaded
Always.
talent around him. Jalen Hurts is the one
Always.
doing it. So I believe that much like we saw out of nowhere in 2017, Carson Wentz, the old Mr. 11, take that step. I believe that we see that out of Mr. Hurts this year. He secures himself a nice contract. Not too much. Right? We don't want to pay Jalen more than about $30 a year. So I hope he plays. I hope he plays good enough to win the MVP, but not good enough. Not good enough to pay him $50 a year.
Well, we know what you really believe. Yeah, give me a break. Well,
Shout out to Jalen.
it is a quarterback's league. You know, I believe the quarterback is probably the most important position in the NFL, which is why our Broncos went out and secured one of the greatest in the league right now, Russell Wilson. So, you know, and our record will be indicative of that. Broncos country, let's ride. But
That was great.
that was great. But my
He did this whole thing for marketing for the Broncos. Let's ride. And but it like showed him doing multiple takes of it. Russell Wilson.
For real?
Which is typical Russell Wilson fashion.
Because it was always go Hawks. Every interview he did, go Hawks. Now it's let's ride.
But, you know, and Lance, you may be a little disappointed with me here, but I'm going to stay true to my guns here, just from a, my heart says that the NFL MVP is going to be a quarterback, and it's going to be the quarterback that I selected earlier to be the best fantasy quarterback, and that's going to be Justin Herbert. I think he takes a major step forward this year. That he's going to be throwing the ball a ton. He's got a ton of weapons. It's a quarterback's league. Mark my words, Justin Herbert, NFL league MVP.
Jordan, can we make sure, and Jordan, for those again who want to watch us, he's our producer. Let's make sure we
watching.
caption the "mark my words" part from him
Like
Mark my words.
later on in
What's
this
going to be
year.
great about this is we'll get to go back, and someone who's like obnoxiously wrong,
Yes.
we'll get to air this in November.
That's why I'm trying to.
And he got to wear the hat. What's the hat?
Yeah, the dunks.
Does that. I'm trying to be as vulturous as I can.
I think
I really am. I'm staking all
Man.
my eggs in that basket.
so. When he's the MVP, Jordan, you just make sure when we're re-airing this that you have all the emojis and stuff.
Shout out to Jordan.
Put the king little crown. Make sure it's above my head. You know, hopefully this is a good angle. Mark my words. Justin Herbert,
2
MVP.
minutes.
Mr.
With a
Trot.
cigarette and a hat. Edit.
That's that's tough to hear from my fellow brethren.
That's okay.
Fan, but it's
Denver
okay.
Johns.
Herbert's good. That's a good pick.
He's good.
Can't
He's good.
hate on it. And a lot of me really wants to pick Russell Wilson. I think he has a great year, but got to stick true to best quarterback. I said.
Listen. Let's be frank. You know when your heart of MVP, so just admit
I
it.
think he has a very good.
It
chance.
it doesn't matter. We're asking for league MVP.
Not the league MVP.
You're not willing to stake. You're not willing to stake your reputation to your guy. You don't think he's that good, so go ahead and name your pick of who you think is
He's very
We
good.
get so serious when we talk about sports, especially football.
I'm gonna stick true to Josh Allen. That kid's man, is he good? He runs all over the place and
Safe pick.
throws the ball all over the place, and it's tough for me to think that he isn't.
Safe.
calling on your Wyoming roots.
I personally think that team gets exposed this year.
Man, John.
You're crazy.
Man, John.
They went
I-
11-6 last year. We all get so wrapped up with that game against the Chiefs, and we forget that they were 11-6, and they're not that good. But I feel everybody views that team as like a 15-2. Josh Allen's going to destroy the league.
Well, he is going to be a man on a mission. After losing the way that they lost, after he did everything that he could do to keep the team in the game, he is going to be motivated.
They have the defense behind them.
You just picked the Eagles quarterback.
Good. Good.
You're right, because I believe in my quarterback. A little bit more apparently than you believe in yours.
And I
I
think
just
you
really like-
underestimate the loss of Tre'Davious White down the stretch for them at corner. It was a
Yes.
huge
Yeah.
loss for them.
We'll
Yes.
find
That lockdown
That's a
corner.
whole other
The Rams
side of
didn't do it
football.
without Ramsey out there. I mean, White's one of the best.
we'll find out how much you believe in your quarterback on draft night.
Respect that.
Yeah.
We're going to find out.
He's gonna be number one. I say it right now. Right now. NFL top 100 is gonna be him.
I do believe though, Josh Allen, John Elway, my man, biggest miss of all time. Gosh, can't.
Yeah, he
I
did.
lose sleep over it.
He wanted nothing to do with him.
What a shame.
He
Bradley
preferred
Chubb.
Drew Lock.
No, he picked Bradley Chubb.
Oh, Chubb. Yeah, he's done great for you guys, right?
What a bum. I digress.
If you guys block Mike on social media, I understand.
Well, I'm still glad that the Eagles passed on Justin Jefferson. I mean,
Me too. And DK. We all
guys
wanted
and
nothing to do
Doug's
with him.
in the
Way to go, Harry.
So this isn't going to be that exciting because Lance kind of stole my thunder, but I also
Believe in Josh Allen.
I do. I really think like he's graduating into his prime. He's had those gritty games under his belt, those tough losses. The guy is a worker. I mean, he's obviously athletic, freakish talent, but like he's smart too.
Do they go into LA week 1 and win?
Yes, and he's the leader of the
They
Mafia.
They open up with the Rams or the Chargers?
Yep, Thursday Night Football.
No.
Rams.
The Bills?
Yep.
Yeah, I think the Bills.
I think they.
No.
No chance.
No.
I think they.
No. Did you just hear what I just said like 2 minutes ago?
The
defense
you
side
gotta,
of the
you
ball,
gotta
who
knock
the
it
Rams
out there.
have?
I'm with Lance.
Really?
I mean, I think
You're ignoring the Rams.
JA.
No, they've been out there celebrating, partying in LA, enjoying the championship.
love
You think
it.
Aaron
I like
Donald is
Herbert.
just
I don't think they're hungry
But
enough.
at the end of the day, I
I
think
think they're
Josh
living in
Allen-
LA. They're like
Me too.
LeBron. They're too
I think
worried
this
about
is
making
where
movies.
they
you know
pass
what?
He's the guy.
Who they picked up on defense? That's on the middle of the field?
Who, the Rams?
Bobby Wagner?
He's
Washed up.
He's not there.
All right.
All right. So we'll move on here.
Prior to the season, we'll do week by week takes on. We'll make our picks.
We'll breeze through this next section, all right? We'll breeze through. We'll go around and pick. We don't need explanations. Just score on a pick. That way we can move to our divisional winners, potential Super Bowl matchup. All right. We'll go offensive rookie of the year.
Kenny Pickett,
If you want to start with that.
Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett. If not him, Brees Hall of the Jets.
We said one pick.
one pick, sir.
I know, but I run this, so I said.
That's my Giglio.
I hate it because you do. But, all right, continue.
Mike did not do his homework last night.
Yeah, I did not. I swear to. As soon as I kicked it off to him, I'm thinking, oh,
Yes, he's making fun of everyone else saying how underprepared they are going into this.
because there's no quarterbacks. Who was the first wideout taken?
The boy
Garrett
from
Wilson?
who's not going to play. The boy from wasn't Williams from Detroit.
No, he was
No.
picked. He was picked like 12.
Well, then was Wilson.
What about Burks? Was it Burks?
Traylon Burks was picked.
No, it was definitely Wilson because he went to the Jets.
Garrett Wilson was
Yeah,
picked
yep,
first.
yep.
Who was the second?
The boy from USC,
Drake London.
London, and Olave.
Olave's not going
And Williams
Do you
is
mean to
going
get
to
the
play.
whole draft list out?
I'll
And
go.
Burke. Those were your top five.
I'll go Traylon Burks.
Okay.
I'll go Traylon Burks.
Yeah, he's third.
Does it
Unknown caller.
if the person got drafted last year and they didn't play?
No,
this is
nope.
not
This
the
year's
NBA.
rookie class.
This is Ben Simmons winning the Rookie of the Year when it was his second season.
I'm gonna go Breece Hall. I think he's a stud. I think the Jets are gonna hand him the ball a ton. He's on the bad team.
Forgot about him.
He's gonna be Rookie of the Year for sure.
My pick is Sky Moore, wide receiver, Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to make everyone think, who the heck is Tyreek
No
Hill?
chance. I saw a D-back on the
Is
preseason.
it, are we able to zoom? Are we able to zoom? Go ahead, say it again. Sky Moore.
They're going to say they never missed Tyreek Hill for
No, you said they're going to say who the heck.
Who the heck is Tyreek Hill?
Thank you.
Whatever. Tyreek Hill's a bum compared to Sky Moore.
Mr. Nagel?
In a room full of Patriots, I got to go with my Blue Eagle boy, Jahan Dotson.
Wow.
Wow.
With Commander Carson airing it out to him.
I mean,
Mr. Lee.
I just saw him right now, Christian Watson for Green
Packers.
Bay. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. He got a guy.
He does have a guy. He does have a guy.
And he's playing with the
So
second GOAT.
We'll take the moment here to transition to defensive Rookie of the Year. I believe you started the last one, so I will start this one out here.
Please.
And I'm going to say that the big fella out of Georgia, the anchor of the national championship defense, Jordan Davis, really puts his stamp on the league this year as being, if not just the Rookie of the Year, but arguably best defensive tackle in the game.
Jordan Davis. I don't even know any defensive rookies.
Mr. Harmon?
Jordan Davis. He's a mammoth. And I mean, listen, he's from Alabama.
Georgia.
Georgia? Well, I mean,
Georgia.
same thing.
Same thing.
And he interviews well. You know, I like everything he has to say, so he seems like he's a
He
young
does.
guy about his business. Like, he's very, very humble. You saw that clip from the preseason when he
Yeah, he didn't like that they were exposing
they were
his
trying to
teammate
expose his
like that.
teammate, right? So
James
I like the way that
Beef
he
jerky.
handled that. So, you know, don't know a lot of
We're already
defensive
calling better than Kelsey.
don't know a lot of defensive guys in the draft, but I like that guy, so I'll jump on that train.
Easy pick for me here. Aiden Hutchinson. He can get out in front of the crowd and sing. He can tackle the quarterback. Guy's gonna
Billie Jean.
Guy's gonna be a problem.
Mr. Nagel?
we go Kyle Hamilton.
I like the
Hamilton.
safety out of Baltimore.
I like it.
I ain't gonna
Lee.
lie. I love Kayvon with the Giants. The
Thibodeau.
linebacker, but
Yeah.
I would have to say Sauce. I love that name.
I'm so mad I didn't go first. I was really going to say, man, it's about time the Sauce puts the swag back in the Big Apple. I'm also going with Sauce Guard. Sauce Guard.
I love it.
He is saucy.
All right, so there you go. Two and two is the majority here. It's either going to be Jordan Davis or Sauce Gardner for the New York Jets. So we'll now move from individual, accolades with fantasy and Rookie of the Year, and we're now going to move into divisional winners. We will start with the AFC and the AFC North. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, and Cincinnati Bengals. Mr. Harmon, we'll start with you. Who comes out of that division as the divisional winner?
Cincinnati Bengals.
I'll echo that sentiment. Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Lamar Jackson, please. Ravens.
On to Cincinnati.
Ravens.
Cincinnati as well. So the overwhelming majority being the Cincinnati
Justin, we're going to
Bengals.
look back. Justin's going to be wrong on that.
We're going to now go next here to the AFC South, which is the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, and Indianapolis Colts. Mr. Trott.
I got to go with the Colts. They brought in Matty Ice. He's going to have a heck of a year, I think.
Adios, Jonathan Taylor. Going Colts as well. That division stinks out loud.
It really does. It's got to be the worst division in football.
Can you beep? Like ass. Can you beep it? All right. I would say Colts.
No, it's time. It's time that we become the number one overall pick in the draft, and those long, beautiful golden locks take the next leap. Jacksonville Jaguars
Dougie
and
P.
Trevor
Dunn.
Lawrence.
I will second that sentiment. There is something magical going on in Duval right now with Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence. I'm gonna vote them to take the next step here as well.
Jonathan Taylor leads the Colts to win that division.
So the overwhelming majority being the Indianapolis Colts.
Correct.
Yeah, the Jags don't finish better than third.
Next year we will go to the AFC West, which I feel a lot of the so-called experts are calling the best division in football. Personally, I think it's the most overrated
The best division in football. Stop.
But we're going to go on to the line here. We have our Denver Broncos, Las Vegas Raiders, Los Angeles Chargers, and
Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Who will finish fourth? Mr. Nagel, you want to kick us off here?
I'm going with my man Herbert. I think Chargers take it.
I was the Chargers too. Khalil Mack, man.
Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, Derwin James, Chargers.
I will go because seeing is believing, and I need to see somebody take it from them because I have such a belief in near and dear to my heart, Coach Reed. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs to still come out of the division.
Shout out to Mahomes.
Who are you two going to take?
As much as it pains me to say this, I'm very high on the Chargers. Realistically, I think the Broncos still get into the playoffs, but I think the Chargers will win the division because, as you just alluded to, Jeff, all the pieces that they have on the defensive side of the ball, they also have the same amount of pieces on the offensive side of the ball. They're just a well-balanced team. Chargers are here to win the AFC West.
Okay, to allude to Mike's point of the toughest division in football, 3 of the top 8 favorites to win the Super Bowl come out of the AFC West.
Preseason favorites.
Preseason
Okay.
favorites.
Just want to make sure you got that.
That Vegas, the moneymaker that they are, picked to be the top 8. So just want to put that out there.
That's a very good fact.
I'm a true fan. There's no way in hell I could pick the Chiefs or the Chargers.
Wow.
So, and the Raiders are never going to win the division.
Wow.
Broncos win the division.
Monty Adams doesn't have
Going away. 14-3 record.
Going away.
14-3 record. That's their record at the end of the year.
Wow, no bias in that selection there. Next we'll move to the AFC. Next we're going to move to the AFC East. You have your New England Patriots, your Buffalo Bills, your New York Jets. I mean, who's picking the Jets, right? And who else
Dolphins.
do we have in that division? The Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Shout out Kyle
Mr.
Speed.
Lee,
Yeah,
kick us off.
I can't wait to hear this answer for you. I say the Bills.
Kick us
and as
off.
I'm looking at you, go ahead.
As great as I think Josh Allen is, the best player in that division resides in Miami. I'm going with Miami Dolphins.
I am also going with the Miami Dolphins.
Zoom in with these 2 guys.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills, followed by the Patriots.
I'm gonna go on record and say I'm not sold on Tua. I don't think he's proven anything.
My man.
Even
Wow.
with the weapons,
Neither did Mahomes before Mahomes took the field.
it's neither here nor there.
I'm
But
assuming
I'm going Bills as well.
I mean,
Mahomes was in the conference championship as a rookie.
so we have 4 out of
he had
4 out of
Tyreek
6
Hill.
saying the Buffalo. You said the Bills too, right?
It's the first
4 out of
season 2 was
6 saying
taking the
Buffalo
field with
Bills.
Tyreek Hill.
So next we're going to move to the NFC here. We will start with the NFC North, where you have your defending champion Green Bay Packers, the Chicago Bears, the Detroit Lions, and the Minnesota Vikings.
Man, if the AFC South is that bad, this one's just as bad.
Bro,
I'll tell you what, man. You guys can call me crazy all you want. Maybe I'm buying into
The
the
Lions,
hype
yeah,
a little
without
bit
it.
too
You
much,
guys
man,
watching
but-
too much hard.
Yeah.
Golly, they lost
watched.
they lost some tight ones last year. They really did. I think they opened up beating up on the Birds week 1.
Amen.
My man Dave Campbell has these boys. Wow, man, I just think they're just that team is just this one spirit. I'm going with the Detroit Lions. They're shocking the world. Detroit Lions.
They're ready to run through a wall.
I will go with the obvious pick of the Green Bay Packers.
I'm going Minnesota Vikings.
Back-to-back MVP still resides in Green Bay. Green Bay Packers.
Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and we're not even talking about Dalvin Cook. That's going through Minnesota.
Well, we got something waiting for them week 2. I'll tell you that right now.
Minnesota, baby.
Enough said. Eric said it. My pick. The Vikings.
Wow. So the Vikings is the majority for the North there.
You guys are all wrong. That's crazy.
disparity.
Next year,
The Lions.
Watch. You watch Hard Knocks?
Watch.
Yeah.
next
Have you
year,
been watching them?
something tells me this might be our first unanimous selection here. The NFC South. We have our Atlanta Falcons, our Carolina Panthers, our Tampa
Bucks.
Bay Buccaneers, and our New Orleans Saints. I
You're
will start this one off, and until I see Tom Brady dethroned, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
I'm going to throw a curveball here. I think that the New Orleans Saints are going to win this division. I think that they're a good football team, and they just the synergy that they have, that franchise organization. I just like the Saints. I think Kamara has a bounce back year, and I don't think the Bucs are going to be what they once were.
I don't feel the same as my friend here. The Bucs win. The Saints with Jameis aren't it. Sorry.
I think there's no reason to go not go Bucks. I think that Tom Brady, regardless of how old he is, they put weapons around him. They got a lot of veteran experience. The division doesn't scare me at all. I think it's an easy pick there.
Yeah, if the Panthers had Luke and Cam, it'd be a whole different ball game. But with that being said, I will have to say the GOAT.
Yeah, I want to be abundantly clear that I'm not picking the Bucs. I'm picking Tom Brady.
So the Buccaneers being the overall majority. The Bucks, everyone picks the Bucks except for Bucks.
Does anybody want to wager that the Bucks won't win that division?
No, because I agree with
Yes.
you. I think with the addition of Olave, Mike Thomas is back. They have a stout defense.
They have a stout defense. That's the point.
In saying
Jameis ain't it.
Jameis, and the biggest loss on that team is losing Sean Payton and them running it back with whoever their coach is. Like Sean Payton is just.
I'll take the Bucks for 100.
I'm saying but
You're just saying
Eight,
Sean Payton.
man.
Yeah,
I will take
Did he go
the
in?
rest of it. I'll
No,
take the Bucks not to
retired.
win the division.
He retired?
until he comes to Dallas.
I'm
next
taking the field.
I'm taking the field.
For 100.
I love it.
Jordan, if we could zoom in here, we have a $100 bet between these two here. Lance is taking the Bucks.
Yep.
I'm taking the field.
Cliff is taking the field.
Yes.
For the NFC South.
Absolutely.
$100 on camera.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely run this one back.
Absolutely.
Drop some air horns in there while
we
you're
can
doing
then
it.
get the exchange of the $100 bill on camera, as well to make sure that everyone's paid up on
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to collect.
All right, so next we're going to go with the NFC.
Take you out for a drink, Bucks.
NFC what?
We're going to go with the NFC West. Well, trust me, we're saving the East for last, all right? We're going to go with the NFC West here. With the NFC West here next, all right? So we have our Seattle Seahawks, our San Francisco 49ers, our Los Angeles Rams, Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams, and our Arizona Cardinals. So, Lance, please kick us off for the NFC West.
Man, tough division here. Both West.
It is.
both
This
Wests
one's
here are
tough.
I'd be remiss to not pick the defending champ Rams. Gotta go with the Rams.
Ooh, correct me if I'm wrong. They won the division as a result of
last game of the year.
last game of the year. Correct? Yeah. Like there was a
A lot
Cardinals.
of parity in that division.
Yeah, tough division.
So
Is there a reason why you got to say that?
Because I feel like I remember them. They got in because they lost that game to the Niners and then still got in because Arizona lost. Like they didn't go in and take the division.
No,
They blew
handed
it,
to 'em.
and then they got
Because
handed
Green
to
Bay-
them.
Yeah, but I saw them go in and
Yeah.
take the
Bums.
Super Bowl, so that's all I needed.
Yeah, hardly took the Super Bowl. I think
Yeah,
Burrow
I mean,
blew it, but yeah.
I'm real high, obviously, as everyone is, on Cooper Kupp. Stafford's second year in that system with McVay at the helm. We saw what they did last year in his first. I mean, granted, he's a veteran quarterback, but new system, new coach. I don't see anybody beating the Rams in that division. So I'm going
lit.
Rams.
Having the number one player in the NFL and then adding on back Bobby Wagner with Aaron Donald as the number one player in the NFL. Gotta go with the Rams. And shout out to Ramsey too. Just swag, stopping all these wideouts. Man, you
He got
gotta
cooked
say,
by Evans.
you have to say the Rams.
First of all, Donald's not the best player in the league. And I'm taking the one team in that division that is just truly not scared of the Rams, and that's the Niners. Because they proved their ability to beat them. I'm going with the 49ers.
You're high on Shanahan.
I'll
go
double
with
down on
Shanahan
that as
and
well,
Niners.
and I will take the 49ers.
You got a ring, right?
Because
You
to
got a
me,
ring?
it's
Show the ring.
incredibly difficult.
Because Aaron Donald got one too.
It's incredibly difficult to repeat. And yeah, again, I feel a lot of people get wound up in the late season magic that they had last year. They're just not that good of a football team.
No, they're not.
Guys relax after winning a championship and they don't come out as hungry. Even though I still think they're going to beat the brakes off the Bills in the opener. I'm going to take the 49ers to take that.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance.
So you guys are confident with Lance?
No, I'm more
I'm
confident in the
confident in
defense and the running game of
So
Shanahan.
yeah.
When you got wide receivers being up there as the league leaders and rushing touchdowns, Shanahan's just brilliant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, clear split here. I am all in on the 49ers for that division. I don't think that the Rams are going to return to prominence and within the division. I'm not going to say they're going to be a bad football team because I do like the addition of Allen Robinson, along with the pieces that everybody already said that they have. But the Niners, like you said, Jeff, I think that's a good point. They're not scared of them, and they're defensively they're sound, and they have a good football coach as well.
I'm just cautious on Trey Lance and being bought in. So
But
that's
Trey Lance, if he could produce the way that everyone's
All he needs to do is play like Garoppolo.
Listen,
Jimmy G didn't
Not
do
to
much.
mention
Trey Lance is a good
the running
quarterback.
ability. The running ability.
Trey Lance is a good
quarterback.
quarterback.
When Lance gets
a lot more
hit
athletic than
time will tell.
by Aaron,
He's a big boy. Lance is a big. He's like 6.
Trey Lance is a good quarterback.
He's a big boy.
Think you guys are
Donald is not that
I
good.
think Seattle finishes dead last by a wide margin.
Seattle, the Texans, far and away.
I think they're sandbagging for the quarterback, personally.
Yep.
So we'll move on next year to the. I personally feel the best division in football being the NFC East.
What a joke.
So we're going to run down the line
Wow.
here. We have our Dallas Cowboys, obviously our Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, and Washington Commanders.
Yeah, best division in football.
So who started the last one off?
Who's the
Did you
Commanders?
start the last one off? It's on Nagel.
the Reds.
Yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
Unbelievable.
Go ahead, Eric. Who do you think wins the division?
Let's get one thing straight.
Picked them in the division this year.
Great draft.
Great draft.
Jordan.
Jalen Hurts on the contract year. He knows what he's got to do. They did what they needed to do to get the weapons in there. I mean, Devontae Smith coming in the second year. You got A.J. Brown. I don't even know.
Weapons galore.
Say it. Miles Sanders. I mean, even if he doesn't stay healthy, they got a running back committee. They got arguably the best or one of the best offensive lines in the league. I mean, do I have to really say it? I mean, do I really have to say it?
All right.
It's not even close.
All right, Justin. Who do you like to win the division?
Yeah.
No comments.
Yeah, no comments? That's
You don't want to elaborate?
I don't need to elaborate.
Give the people what they want.
They know the star.
Right out of the gate, we dismissed the Giants. We dismissed the Redskins. I think even these two at the end of the table.
Dismiss them.
I already
Dismiss them
know
both.
this.
Whoa,
You mean the
whoa,
Commanders?
whoa,
You mean the Commanders then?
whoa. We're not dismissing anybody.
If we've learned anything in this league more times than not, paper champs don't amount to anything. That's exactly
That's
what we
the
have
Cowboys
here
now.
sitting at the table. And again, I want to be abundantly clear here that Dak Prescott is a bum. I'm a true Cowboys fan. You guys know me at my core. I hate the man. I think he's an absolute bum. But this defense is for real, and we win this division in spite of Dak Prescott being one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the NFL. So I think one well-known fact about the East is that there hasn't been a divisional repeat champion since I believe the Eagles did it back in 2003, 2004. That trend continues this year. Dallas losing a lot of weapons, a lot of confidence. Dak, just as you alluded to, you're naming all pieces that were lost on the offensive side of the ball. Correct. I think Trevon Diggs gets exposed for the fraud that he is this year.
He's been getting exposed in fucking
Double
preseason.
double move Diggs.
Interception or bust. Man.
I'll take 11 picks, getting beat every now and then.
So Mike, are you gonna make your pick?
I'll go out on a limb here and say the Philadelphia Eagles.
He got 11 picks because teams threw it
Real
in
thin
all
lip.
day, every day.
Cliff, we already know your pick.
So everybody's high on the Cowboys and the Eagles, right? And just eliminating
Who's
the
everyone, by the way,
Giants.
that's high on the
And I think anybody looking at the NFC East is saying it's a two-horse race. But it's funny because I was talking to you about this yesterday, Mike, when we were just kind of chopping it up about football. I honestly think that when you're a team that's playing with nothing to lose, in addition to having a pretty solid draft, I don't think enough people talk about that. I think that you need to be very cautious and mindful of the New York Football Giants. Mark my words.
So that's your pick?
That is my pick. Saquon comes back. He's healthy.
Another one. Let's zoom in to say the Clips.
Edit it with the cigarette.
Saquon comes back. He's healthy.
Dunce cap right here.
Listen,
Trying to be provocative right now.
they've got some pieces on the outside that don't get enough attention and don't get enough credit. They had
Name them.
listen,
Name them.
the New York Football
Okay.
Giants.
Who is the,
So
who's the
wait.
wideouts for the Giants?
Let me ask you guys a fair question. Let me ask you guys a fair
underneath.
question. I'm gonna ask a fair question. When the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, was anybody sitting here preseason saying that the Eagles were picked to win the division? Come on. All right.
He was.
When the New York Football Giants won both the Super Bowls that they won with Eli Manning, was anybody picking them preseason to win the division?
No, because they didn't win the division. They got it as a 6 seed both times. And got
Was
a
anybody picking them to win the Super Bowl?
ridiculous run. No, they didn't win the division. The Giants don't win divisions. They sneak in and
New York Giants. Anybody want to wager?
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. Yo. My hand's big enough. Come here.
I don't believe in that blasphemy of the Giants. Love you, Megan. Sorry, they suck. Seriously though, I've been for years a Philadelphia Eagle hater and a Cowboy promoter. I'm a Bronco fan.
Time to flip the script.
Mike and Jeff, best friends, always side with the
Lance,
Cowboys.
preach.
So anyway, regardless, I truly believe in my man Carson. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's gotten the raw end of the deal. Wow. I think the Washington Commanders win the NFC East.
Wow.
You just said who when they said Commanders?
Go figure.
Are you going with
Neither of them.
Well, I have to be politically correct. We can't call them the Redskins anymore.
All right, so now that we've established our divisional winners,
Yes.
we know the first 4 teams.
But bear with me for a moment here. I think
conference.
in my ear here, I'm getting something from our partner. If we could take a quick 2-minute break here for our sponsors to get their message in, we'll be right back after the break. And we're back. Welcome back, everyone.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you very much to our sponsors
Couldn't
for
be here without them.
they're paying the bills for all of this. So we appreciate you guys, we really do.
So we want to continue forward here. We're going to move on to our next category now that we've established our divisional winners. We'd like to run down a list here of the 3 wild card teams that get in here. And to all of our viewers out there that maybe weren't watching the NFL for whatever reason last year, the NFL recently added a 3rd additional wild card team. Last year, the Eagles were able to capitalize on that opportunity, got us into the postseason. We don't need to talk about what happened once they got in, but they did get in. So we will start with the AFC. All right, and we'll start with Lance. If you want to kick us off here, I forget where we left off, but Lance, if you want to give us is Justin up?
Yeah.
All right, so Justin, we'll start with you then. Who are the 3 teams to come out as wild cards of the AFC?
Steelers, Chiefs. Jags.
I like that pick. I like that.
That's cute.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Denver. Who the heck did I take that? Denver. I took the Chargers. Denver, Oakland, and Buffalo as the 3 wild card teams.
Oakland, huh?
Buffalo.
Vegas. Yes, I have the Dolphins winning the AFC East. So Buffalo as a wild card, Buffalo as a wild card, the Broncos as a wild card, and the Raiders as a wild card.
So I will go with the Bills getting in as well as a wild card. I will go with the New England Patriots getting in as a wild card, and I will go with the San Diego Chargers getting in as a wild card. I feel one of the biggest frauds in the NFL this year is Denver, and I just don't see them getting in.
The disrespect.
Okay. I'm going to go Patriots, Chiefs, and Raiders.
Wait, so you don't see Denver getting in the playoffs?
Hey, you didn't pick them.
Because you picked the Chargers to win the division, so this means you don't see Denver getting in the playoffs.
Well, hold on. I mean,
Edit rewind.
the heart
speaks with truth.
doing-
The heart speaks with truth.
been doing a lot of picks today.
Yeah.
A lot of picks today. So,
Ken, you want to start backpedaling? Go ahead.
no, I'm not
You gotta rewind
backpedaling.
it, or
So,
edit.
the Patriots. Who did I say that? Okay, so the Patriots, the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Broncos.
Broncos are going to be in the playoffs. They're not a wild card. I'll say the Patriots. I'll say the Patriots, the Raiders, and I'll take the Steelers.
So Denver, let's be clear, he does not have Denver getting in because if we want to rewind the clips, Denver picked the Chargers to win the division.
Cliff picked the Chargers.
Cliff picked the Chargers. So if the Chargers win the division, the only way Denver can get in is as a wild card, and he did not name them as a wild card. There's no other mathematical way for Denver to get in, so Denver is not in the playoffs, and as far as Mr. Harmon is concerned, Lance, please.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Are you watching this game?
What is that saying? No way.
I actually appreciate him speaking from the heart because
really
he didn't even realize that he did that, but he spoke with truth that he clearly doesn't view your own team in that capacity.
I mean, he is a true fan. I know he's
He
a
is.
fan. He marched up there watching the Cowboys game with me when they pummeled the Cowboys.
Who's your
Stood
pick?
by me. My pick to be the AFC Wild Card teams: the New England Patriots, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Los Angeles Chargers.
No respect for Derek Carr. No respect whatsoever.
Absolutely zero respect for Derek Carr.
So I'm going with the Raiders as well.
So whack.
I'm going to throw the Ravens in there, and I think the Chiefs as well.
Okay, those are divisional or conference wild cards.
Plethora of picks. In that
So I think from there we move on to, correct me if I'm wrong here, bro, but I think from there we're going to move on to conference champions.
No. NFC wild cards.
Oh my God.
Yeah, how else does Dallas get in?
It's late in the day, everyone. Forgive me. It's been a very long day. We don't shoot these things until about dusk, so we may have had a libation or two here. So the time escapes me. NFC wild cards. I believe it's on Mr. No, it's on me to start it. I'm losing my damn mind. All right, NFC wild cards. Let's go with. As much as it pains me to admit it, I do believe that the Eagles, given just the strength of the schedule, the team's good enough. The Eagles will get in as a wild card again this year. From there, I'm going to have to go with the Packers. There's no way they don't get in. I do like Goff to lead our Lions into the divisional winner seat, but I like the Packers still to get in. And for my third wild card team, if I'm taking San Francisco, golly, man, it's tough not to take the Rams. So I got to go Rams, Eagles, and Packers.
So I will go, also agree here, right? We got to put some respect on the NFC East. 2 teams at least get in. I will take Dallas to get in as a wild card. I will take the, who else did I have there? I'll take the Vikings to get in as a wild card. And I will also take the Los Angeles Rams as a wild card.
Eagles, Rams, Bucks. Those are my wild cards.
That's pretty quick there. So I would have to say I think the Cowboys get in as a wild card. I think the Lions get in as a wild card. And I believe in the Arizona Cardinals this year.
So you don't believe Philly gets into the playoffs?
No.
Kieran plays a wager on that on national television.
From the bottom of my heart. From the bottom of my heart, I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. I don't believe in running quarterbacks leading their team. And I'll bet Michael a steak dinner at location of choice that the Eagles don't get into the playoffs.
Witness.
All right, so
I'm not scared to back up my words.
Mr. Nagel?
I'm going Niners, Packers, Cowboys.
Respectable picks.
Dang, I like that, Eric, because I say Niners, Packers, Eagles.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. A lot of the same teams.
We have our wild cards.
I feel like the NFC
is a little easier than the
AFC. AFC's a little
A lot more bad teams. A lot more bad teams than
All right,
AFC.
Mike, so we're on to AFC conference.
So now we are into conference champion, right? So let's take this a step further here than the notes our producer Jordan had gave us before the show here today. And let's take this, not only conference champion, what is the conference championship game, who's hosting it, and who wins it. All right, so I'll kick us off here.
Please.
I believe that Philadelphia hosts Dallas in the NFC Championship game, and it pretty much is going to be a replay of the Eagles-Vikings Conference Championship game from 2017. Or I guess that happened in 2018, but during the 2017 season. So that would be my selection. Philadelphia, Dallas Conference Championship. Philadelphia winning about 41-17.
Okay. That's
You said the score too? Oh my God.
very interesting.
What was Philly's
41-17. And do you see him lean back? Like, it was just, yeah.
What's Philly's record at the end of the regular season?
14-3. 13-4, something along those lines.
What? Probably the opposite, but I like it.
So for the conference championship, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles will be matched up against the San Francisco 49ers. I think the 49ers will be hosting the championship. I think it'll be a low-scoring game, so I'm going to go 21-14. Actually, no, I'll go 24.
Who?
24-17 Niners.
So you have the Eagles in the conference championship?
I have the Eagles.
Right, so
Eagles versus Niners.
So far, through 2 picks, 2 people have the Eagles in the conference championship. Lance?
Okay, I have
41-17.
Tampa hosting Dallas in the NFC Conference Championship with Dallas winning.
Yep.
21-18.
Oh, I love that pick.
Wow.
Absolutely love it. I think that's a great pick.
So I have Tom Brady and the Buccaneers
Giddy has the
hosting,
Redskins winning the East.
hosting the Eagles,
I do.
and I have the Eagles winning on the road to go to the Super Bowl.
So is it wrong for me to say? Oh,
Wait, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
There.
Replay that for me. Replay that for me. My apologies.
I have Tom Brady and the Buccaneers hosting the Eagles for the conference championship. Yeah, roll your eyes. It's okay. We'll run it back. And I have the Eagles taking over Tom Brady again.
Stop it. You have the Eagles winning that game?
Again.
Okay,
Again.
3 out of 4
Tom
so far.
Brady's
Just to recap, 3 out of 4
kryptonite.
picks so far have the Eagles in the conference championship game. 2 out of 4 having them winning the conference championship. Justin?
so is it wrong for me to say I got the Rams
opinion.
hosting Niners?
Nothing's wrong with
It's
that.
not wrong at all. You host whatever
There's
you want.
nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah, no.
And as I'm saying that, as you look back here, just real quick, who picked that off? Ramsey. So at the end of the day, it's just proof in the pudding right there. I
If
think.
that's what you think, that's
So
fair.
Rams are going back?
I don't. Yes. I just don't. If their defense stays healthy, yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Bro?
As much as it pains me to say it really does, because I hate to bury the man that I've just grown to have so much admiration for over the years. But I think that Dallas hosts Tampa, and we send Tom into an early grave.
I mean, I really like to point out, I think great minds think alike.
Mind you, you said you're not hyped this season.
I know.
With us, but
No,
it clearly
no,
looks
I'm not-
like you're all about us. Again, you're back. Bubble, you're finally back. You're finally back.
I believe in Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs wholeheartedly. I do. They're the real deal.
Okay.
So I think that
I got a
I think
prediction to tell you.
that I think that we beat up on Tampa Bay like Seattle did Denver in that Super Bowl.
Wow.
When it was that defense, man, that Legion of Boom, they were just laying the wood. It was an absolute humiliation.
Embarrassment is
An
even a
embarrassment. It's an
strong word to
understatement.
use
It's an
to describe
understatement.
that.
Quite frankly, I don't remember.
When you're talking about Russell Wilson, who's now, he's a good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but
Better than that.
he didn't have to score a single point. I agree. And that's how I view Dallas this year, as that Seattle team, where between the defensive pick six
The Legion of Boom.
and the kickoff return touchdown, don't forget about our boy Turpin. Our boy Turpin. We got a real deal in kick return
Did
game.
you see that?
It's Turpin
I
time.
had a feeling you seen him.
Oh, it's Turpin time. It's Turpin time. Defense and special teams of Dallas will outscore Tom Brady in the
a lot
NFC
of film out
Championship
there
game.
on
We're going
Diggs.
to
I'm just gonna put that out
So
there.
next we'll transition here to the AFC Championship game. Who hosts? Who wins? Who's kicking this one off? Mr. Harmon. Mr.
Cliff.
Harmon, that's right. Yeah, I kicked off the last one. Mr. Harmon, who's the AFC here?
AFC. I have the Chargers hosting the Bengals. And I have the Chargers winning that game. Probably be a barn burner. Probably be a very high scoring game. I'm going to go with 37 to 28.
Okay.
Chargers.
Oh, man. Chargers making it to the Super Bowl. Blasphemy. But I'm going to just go with the traditional theme. I'm a Bronco fan. They are way better than they've been since my man Peyton retired. And they're going to host the Buffalo Bills and beat them 31-24 in the conference championship.
I would just like to say, since I'm feeling a lot of passive aggressiveness coming from Bronco fan, I just want to say this. All right. When LeBron James went to the Miami Heat in year one, they were very talented, which we are on paper. But you have to understand it takes a while to kind of mesh. I don't think we take an instant leap to the Super Bowl.
I agree. I
Immediately.
mean, there's even precedent there when you think about the great Peyton Manning. I mean, you got the man on your chest. I think we all remember.
That's a good point,
I
Mike.
think we all remember that Ravens
First year, right?
team,
Well, we had a great regular season, but we weren't good enough to take it over the hump. Couldn't get it done.
Yeah, Raheem the Dream. We'll blame that on one person.
So I believe in
Whatever
my
you
heart.
want to say, you couldn't get it done.
Couldn't get it done.
Get it done. So I believe in my heart that it's not just going to be instant success.
I appreciate that analogy, and I really think it's disingenuous to Russell Wilson to compare him and his leadership abilities to LeBron James and his lack of leadership.
Wow.
I digress. Go on.
We'll get into the NBA preseason. For the audience here, please make sure you tune in back in October when we go through the NBA preseason predictions.
That first year with LeBron, they lost to Dallas Mavericks.
They
And
did.
the following year, what happened?
They won a championship.
No,
All
they
right, so
lost.
it takes
no,
a
no,
year
No,
to-
they lost again. They lost 2 in a row.
No, they didn't.
No.
They won the following year.
So it takes a year to
One
regroup,
lost.
to gather. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying that I don't think we're going to be instant. Like the Chargers, they've been a nucleus for the most part. They got a couple new pieces, but that team is battle tested
Yes.
together.
Yes.
That speaks
Yeah, we've been alive 34 years and we've seen the Chargers.
volume.
Self now.
Mr. Nagel, you want to take us away here?
Yes.
Now that we've got the 2 biased Broncos fans out of the way.
So I'm torn here because I have 2 of my quarterbacks that I'm very high up on facing each other in the conference championship with Joe Burrow and with Josh Allen.
Heisman Joe.
I'm really torn on this pick here, but I'm gonna go with Josh Allen's experience, playing on the tough road games, playing in Kansas City, going up against Mahomes.
Who's hosting?
Being more mature. So hosting, I'm gonna take the Bengals hosting, but Josh Allen taking it to the AFC.
Well,
I don't like this guy sitting next to me because that's where I was.
those
That's
same
what-
two teams.
I was thinking the Bengals were going to host the Bills, and the Bills were just this Josh Allen. Let's go. He's going.
Battle testing.
He's going to the champion. He's
Okay.
going to the Super Bowl. Josh
Okay.
Allen, like face it, and NFL now.
Like that.
I'm
I still love
taking.
Mahomes.
I can't help it, man. It's just in my heart. It just tells me I got to pick with my head and my heart. I have Miami hosting.
Wow. Talk about blasphemy.
Do I like the Bengals or do I like the Bills, man? Because you guys were right on that, spot on.
Or do you like the
You
Cowboys?
guys are sleeping on Tyreek, but
No, I'm not sleeping on I'm sleeping on 2.
I'm gonna say
Who big on Tyreek?
I'm gonna say I like
Hurts.
Cincy to go back, but I'm gonna say that Miami hosts Cincinnati and Miami wins in a tough one,
I'm done.
24-17.
Don't ask me nothing else.
So you want a Tyreek Hill jersey?
Would you
for
wager on that?
Christmas? Your word.
What?
Would you wager on Miami hosting the
He would
AFC
not.
conference?
I mean, no, we're picking crazy things. I'll pick them to win the division. I'm not gonna pick them to host the conference.
You just love Miami.
Are we
No,
picking
I just
crazy
think Tyreek
things?
Hill is really. You guys underestimate what I say with Tyreek Hill. He opens up the field like
Yeah, but
Steph
you
Curry
wasn't
opens up the
even
court.
big on
Whoever's
Chiefs.
the biggest dunce, where's
Two
the
years.
I've been big on the Chiefs. I'm just not. I haven't been big on Pat Mahomes. I think Pat Mahomes is the most overrated player in the league.
Wow.
But Tyreek Hill is not.
Miami
You never talked about Tua, but now you think Tua's
is going to the Super Bowl, guys.
Because Tua is going to throw the same 5-yard screen pass that Mahomes did, and now he's going to get that same 95-yard touchdown.
Miami's going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, Michael.
I'm
Hey,
sorry, Michael.
hey, Michael. How big of the dunce cap do we have?
I apologize, but I'm sticking to my guns here. Tyreek.
I have a question here.
Miami's going to the Super
This
Bowl.
is insane.
Wow.
We can all answer this, but who's gonna have a bigger year?
Hold on. Mike didn't do his picks.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let me get his picks out the way before we segue here.
I got one then.
Miami's going to the Super Bowl, though. Everybody knows.
So I'm going to predict that we have a repeat of last year's conference championship game.
Wow.
However, this year in Cincy, and Cincy once again handles business. So I'm going to say that Cincy hosts the Chiefs because, again, I need to see somebody keep them out of the conference championship game before I don't have them in it.
You're done.
I will say that Heisman Joe gets it done again. And unfortunately, we'll get into that in our next segment. I don't see Heisman Joe winning the Super Bowl, but I do see him getting there. So
Back to it.
I do.
Back to the Super Bowl. Bengals.
Eric, what was your question?
Okay.
Wow.
So my question that I just thought of here. So Jalen Hurts, Tua, going into this year, you guys had a.
Tua.
Well, I'm not. Everybody
Wow.
says yes.
Say you can't ask me.
Wow.
I know,
Tua.
but I'm curious though. Like, who's gonna have a more productive year?
I honestly
Hurts.
think that Tua has a phenomenal season.
Wow.
Hurts has a
Okay.
better year.
I really do.
But that doesn't
Because
answer my question though.
Tua has a better season.
If you're comparing just those two guys,
It's no comparison to Jalen
production-wise,
Hurts.
Hurts,
they both have weapons.
and I think Hurts.
They both have no excuses for.
Wow.
This is a prove-it year for both of them.
Yeah.
And
Listen, let's
Tua
also
took the job from.
let's
Jalen.
also keep in mind when you say it's the same thing, right? They both have weapons. Yes, Tua again is a relatively newer quarterback, as is Jalen. Jalen is coming back in the exact same system with the exact same head coach. So let's not underestimate Tua's first year with this new head coach with Flores out. In
No, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Correct.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
All I'm saying is that it's not exactly apples to apples.
I mean, it's pretty.
But that's how much
close
better.
you're gonna get.
That's how much better Tua is than Jalen Hurts. Just like at Alabama, That's why Tua took Jalen Hurts' job at Alabama,
opinion.
because Jalen Hurts is an absolute freaking bum.
Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that Jalen's the answer. I'm just simply saying those two. He lost his job at Alabama to Tua, who I've never been high on.
That's fair.
I'm putting that out there.
That's fair.
They're both competitors. I'll give them both that.
Tua's a bum.
Tua was a freshman, right?
But I'm curious. Okay, all right. So
Took his job.
All right. So
And
bias
won the
aside,
championship.
from us three, I'm curious what
Wow.
you're saying. Wow, because you
I'm saying wow because Jeff has the Dolphins going to the Super Bowl. I can't get over that.
well, that's
This
great.
guy's
Yeah, I
so
mean,
big on
I can't get over
Tua
it.
in the Dolphins.
I can't get over
It's
it.
shocking.
I'm not that big on Tua and the Dolphins. I'm not big on
Tyreek
Tyreek
Hill.
and
Yeah,
the Dolphins.
Tyreek is taking the Dolphins to
Let's
Super
make that
Bowl.
abundantly clear here.
God.
Wow.
Let's make that abundantly
Who's on the defensive side of the ball?
They got Xavier Howard, lockdown corner.
okay.
You always got a chance if you got lockdown corner.
You're making it seem like
So
this man's Randy Moss.
So this
or
is this
like,
is
Wow.
this is where we can
What is
get
wrong
the
with
comment
you?
section going here. I'm curious what you guys think.
so
Who's gonna have
Calvin Johnson.
Who's gonna have more production this year? Tua or Jalen Hurts?
no
excuses on either side.
I'll offer my opinion on that.
All right.
I think that Tua has a better season from a statistical standpoint. Maybe as far as everything else is concerned, that's irrelevant. From a statistical standpoint, I think Tua has a better season because I feel like the Eagles are honestly going to be more run oriented, and I think the Dolphins are going to be fucking slinging, force feeding Hill and Waddle. Yep, and Gesicki. They're going to be throw. So I think Jalen's going to do a lot of damage on his feet.
He's not.
He's going to run.
Just like they say Steph
He'll throw the ball a little bit. He's got weapons, but I think the Eagles are going to be
they do.
run first.
They battle back.
So Tua.
LeBron,
So I'm going to say
Curry.
that I think
But they don't.
Durant.
both are
Are you
terrible
saying he's better than
quarterbacks,
who's the number one wide on the
and
league?
Jalen
Please.
Hurts has a better year.
So who's two?
Okay. Justin.
All right, so we're getting a little sloppy here. We're gonna ring it in. All right, we're gonna wrap this whole. Who did you take?
I said Jalen has a better year.
Who you have a better year?
What do you mean a better year?
Jalen or Tua? Who has a better year?
Statistically.
Production wise.
Touchdowns.
Oh, I'm not picking no Eagles player.
All right, so Tua. So Justin says Tua. Well, yeah, this is why we can't have these conversations. 4-2.
So much bias.
Okay. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go around the table. We're gonna wrap up this final episode.
No bias over here.
It's not final, but we're gonna wrap up this episode of the BroCast here with Super Bowl predictions. All right, who do we see in the game?
We know who we see in the game, so let's pick the winner.
Let's go pick our winner and the score. Lance, who wins the Super Bowl? What's the score?
Denver Broncos 35-28.
And the score?
As serious as it gets. Serious as a heart attack.
All right. Going all in here. We're going birds over the pills. I mean, we're going with it. Dallas. Yeah. No bias there.
Did you have Dallas in the NFC?
No, you didn't.
You have Dallas NFC Championship game.
No.
He had the Rams.
No, he's a realist. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'm not being biased.
All right, go on. Who do you
You
like?
said you're not about the Cowboys.
All right, so Eagles over the Bills. Who do you got?
All right. Well,
You already made your predictions. Who's in? So who wins it?
I'm trying to figure out who was in. Bills.
You picking the Bills to win it?
Man, I don't want to do that.
You had the Bills and the Rams.
To my Aaron. No, but I have to. Yeah, Bills. Bills winning at 35-24.
Okay. Wow, your best player in the league. They still score 35 points on them. That's interesting. I'm gonna go with Dallas over Miami, 43-8.
43 to what?
8.
They got that 2-point conversion though.
Same exact score as Seattle over Denver.
I'll go.
43 to 8.
Yeah, you got the 2-point conversion.
I'll make the prediction here: the Eagles over the Bengals, 45-17. So they run through Dallas in the conference championship, and they run through the Bills,
The Bengals.
the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Did you guys ignore that? He said 43-8 in the Super Bowl.
Mr. Harvey, you want to bring us home?
Bringing it home, I have the Chargers
You
winning.
might as well stick to the Chargers.
Well, listen, the Chargers are going to come out of the toughest division of football. I think we've already established that. They will win over the 49ers, I think I had. Score will probably be, I'm going to say, let's go 43-31.
Okay.
Well, there you have. I think the majority. If we had to come down to the majority, I think the majority has Philadelphia.
All right. Well, so we just want to, in conclusion here, say thank you all so much for joining another episode of the BroCast. Let's not forget what we do here ultimately. If you're looking to purchase your next home or refinance your current,
give me a call.
we're happy to assist you here in that capacity, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
43-8.
The disrespect.
All right, boys. Let's get the